Hello friends and welcome to today's video. So today we are going to be making a butterbeer latte. We're going to be making both a hot and an iced version. We're going to start off with the iced version because it is getting a little hotter outside and you know, who doesn't want an iced drink right now? But we will make a hot version as well just because, you know, that's always good too. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our whipped topping. So I have one of these little homemade whipped cream, like nitrogen infusing canisters. This is super helpful for this. If you don't have this though, you can whip it by hand, but today I am going to be using this. So we're going to set that on our scale. We're going to start off with some half and half. Okay, so I just put 80 grams of half and half in there, and then we're gonna fill it to about 3/4 more of the way up with heavy whipping cream, which that would be about 200 grams of whipping cream. So we have 70 grams of half and half and 80 grams of half and half and 200 grams of whipping cream. So now we're going to put in some vanilla syrup. So I just have this Starbucks vanilla syrup. You can buy this at Starbucks. You just like go in there and be like, hey, I want some vanilla syrup. So this is an option, or you can make your own vanilla syrup by mixing half and half with some, not half and half, by mixing simple syrup with a little bit of vanilla extract, which works just as well as this, but I have this right now, so we're gonna use this. Depending on how sweet you want it, you can put more or less, but I put 10 grams of vanilla syrup in there. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put some Butterscotch Sundae syrup. You can buy this at the grocery store obviously, and we're going to put another 10 grams of this in there. Okay, so that is our whipped cream mixture, and we're just going to screw this on. Then pop our nitrogen thing on there and then just shake it. So we're just gonna shake this a few times, and then we're gonna set it on its side and just, yeah, it's over there. We don't have to worry about it right now. So next up, we are going to pull our shots of espresso. I'm going to use the Tree Hugger Dark Roast from Peace Coffee. I already ground this to a nice espresso before I started filming. So, actually, there's not a whole lot left. I'm going to pour the contents of this bag into this little top thing. Our espresso is ready. We are just going to put that into our portafilter, tamp it, and pull the shots into a nice glass like this. I'm realizing now that my pint glass doesn't quite fit under there, so I'm going to pull the shots into this smaller glass and then put them into the pint glass. I think it's really cute to have this particular drink in a pint glass just because, you know, it's butterbeer and I don't know, it just seems fitting. So So while our espresso is pulling, we're gonna flip this back over and shake it 10 more times. And that should be good to go. So we're just gonna discard of our nitrogen. Okay, so now our espresso is pulled, so we're just gonna pour that right into our pint glass. And then I'm gonna go throw this mug in the dish. So we have our espresso and we're just gonna put that right on our scale. And we're gonna take some butterscotch syrup. And I'm gonna put about 15 grams of the butterscotch syrup in there. You can do however much you want depending on how sweet you want it, but it is butterbeer, so it is a sweeter drink. So I'm gonna put 15 grams of this in there. Okay, so now that our espresso and butterscotch are in there, we are gonna stir that up. So you just give that a nice stir. And then we're gonna take some whole milk. You can use whatever milk you want, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna use some whole milk. And we're gonna fill that probably about halfway up the cup. So. We have that, and then we'll just give it another stir just to make sure everything is evenly combined, and then we're gonna go discard of this spoon. Now we're gonna throw in our ice, and we wanna leave some room at the top of our cup for our whipped cream. So I'm gonna leave about an inch at the top, and then we can put in our butterscotch whipped cream. So there is that, and then we're just gonna put a little drizzle of our butterscotch syrup on top of that. You could also garnish with some butterscotch chips if you want, but I think this looks good. And now for the taste test. Super good. Let's try the whipped cream. This is fantastic. It is very reminiscent of, you know, that butterbeer taste. And yeah, if you do want the whipped cream to be a little bit thinner, you can do more half and half than heavy whipping cream, and it'll give more of that topping that you would get at Harry Potter World. But I think for the purpose of a latte, a little bit of a thicker cream is better than the thin type, but it's all personal preference. Okay, so now let's move on to our hot latte. So I went ahead and changed my portafilter to the single shot insert, I guess that's what it would be called. I don't really know. And we are gonna pull a single shot of espresso for this. The reason I'm doing that is I'm going to be making it in this little tiny 6-ounce mug, and I still want room for the whipped cream and everything, so we're gonna pull a single shot. Okay, so while that shot is pulling, we are going to pour about 6 ounces of milk into this. Now, the reason I'm doing 6 ounces into a 6-ounce mug is because if you steam any less than that in a pitcher this size, it's not gonna steam right, and you're gonna get kind of more of a cappuccino type of foam, which is totally fine, but it's not what we're going for right now. So I'm going to steam the full 6 ounces, even though there will be extra left in the pitcher, and that is totally okay. So really quickly, we are going to have to put our butterscotch syrup right into our espresso. Once again, you can do however much you want. I did about 10 grams, and we are just gonna swirl that in there. Because the espresso is hot, we don't really need to actually stir it in. So now we're going to pour our milk into our espresso. Then we're just gonna top it off with our butterscotch whipped cream. Oh, Jesus. This whipped cream is not working well for me. I don't know why. It just is very thick. Okay, well, oh well. And then we're just gonna put our butterscotch syrup on top. This mug is very full. And then let's take a sip. This one is delicious as well. It definitely is more of a winter drink. It reminds me a lot of, you know, it's really just a butterscotch latte at the end of the day. But yeah, this one is also delicious. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I hope that this recipe is satisfying to you. Around Harry Potter's birthday, I do plan to make an actual butterbeer tutorial because I've come up with a really awesome recipe for that. So stay tuned for July when we have that tutorial. But yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day and you all stay safe. Yeah, bye.